Everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV, where Manchester City have just put out of the FA Cup 2-0 at St James's Park, and this is the last word. Right, everyone, look, I'm not going to be optimistic here. You probably know what's going to come. You're going to be hearing from Paul as well about the tactic, especially first half, what Bruce played. We'll talk about the lineups. Of course, this is the last word, and then we'll hear from Steve Bruce later on, and another year, another bastard year without any trophy success. Now, going into the game, I wasn't expecting to beat Manchester City. Of course not. I mean, who would? I had them down to beat with 3-0. That's how optimistic I was going into the game. But before we talk about the game itself, Steve Bruce comes out and says this is the biggest game of the season. Biggest fucking game of the season, right? And you play Carl Darlow in goal, first of all. Now, Carl Darlow was not at fault for any of the goals, granted. But if you're going into the biggest game of your season, you say that the league's effectively were safe, but you're going into the biggest game of the season, you bring a lad into centre midfield who hasn't played any minutes in the last couple of weeks, Sean Longstaff. He hasn't been seen since the friendlies, just before we got started in the league. You bring Carl Darlow in, you bring Fabian Schär in, and you change the whole system for your biggest game of the fucking season, Steve Bruce. Let's bring up the fucking lineup. So he goes with a 5-4-1. Little bit of debate with us lads. Was Fabian Schär going to play in midfield? Was he going to go at 5 at the back? So we've been playing so well. Remember, we're 5 games unbeaten, playing a fluid, a more attacking 4-2-3-1 formation. But no, he completely changes it because he's petrified of Manchester City. Granted, they're a fucking great side. They've got loads of money. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we are the next Manchester City. Let's fucking get this takeover. Oh. But that lineup, man, it surprised me, especially the Darlow one. And Manchester City's, if you look at their lineup, very strong, extremely strong from what they could put out, except the goalkeeper. But Bravo probably just sat there and said bravo and clapped at the end of the bastard pitch because he didn't do nought. So going into the first half, it was a slaughter. It was a fucking slaughter. The amount of times Manchester City went close with Mahrez, with Laporte's header, and we're grafted bastard hard. Danny Rose probably just had his best game of the season and we got beat. Sean Longstaff, Isaac Hayden, battlers in midfield, barely got the ball. Saint-Maximin was fucking shocking first half, giving the ball away. We had 15 completed passes in the first 27 minutes. 15. But the penalty, I can understand the tactic because it's worked under Rafa Benitez, but just to change the mentality of an unbeaten side for 5 games and you're petrified of the opposition, you're more worried about the opposition instead of focusing on our strengths. Had no qualms of Andy Carroll coming in at all because I think he deserved his chance. Dwight Gill will probably feel a little bit harsh that he didn't start the game. More on him soon. But we grafted so hard and I didn't like the tactic one bit. I hated it. Fucking hated it. If I was at St James's Park, right, watching that, I would not be happy. But the penalty that came, I mean, what the fuck is Fabian Schär doing? What is he doing? I love Fabian Schär. A lot of subscribers who know this channel since he joined, I fucking love him. He had a brilliant debut season. This season he's been all over the place. Inconsistent, in and out the side, playing 2 positions. A petty fucking shove. Petty. All that work, the hard graft by Danny Rose, Isaac Hayden, Miguel Miran, who barely touched the ball, Sean Longstaff, and the defence, the organisation, the communication gets undone like that because of Fabian Schär's stupidity. Kevin De Bruyne steps up and puts them 1-0 up. And it was a fucking slaughter. There should have been 5 or 6-0 up by half time, man. Disgrace. But coming in that second half, I'm pleased Bruce changed it because we were all talking amongst ourselves going, he needs to fucking change this, man. The way they're going, I don't know how Manchester City didn't put more past, we're missing just. But the second half was much better. You brought Fabian Schär to defensive midfield and went back to the 4, which we're better at going forward. Hey! So seemed to be getting on the ball. Saint-Maximin, who had a shocking first half, was more brighter. He seemed to be taking the kind of like the game by the scruff of his neck, going down past players, left, right. Didn't see much of him, don't get me wrong, but it was better. It was much better. We seem to be putting a few passes together, left, right. Substitutions came. You brought on Dwight Gale. You brought on Joe Litton. First of all, and the chance, it's the game changer. It is the fucking game changer. Saint-Maximin on that right wing, blasts it low, and Dwight Gale, man. Dwight Gale. Fucking 8 yards out and he blasted it over the bar. It's Southampton, luckily we won that game because he missed loads down Southampton when I was down there as well. But, oh man, you put that into a different game because 5 minutes later, I don't even think it was 5 minutes later, Raheem Sterling scores a brilliant goal from the edge of the box. That doesn't go in if Dwight Gale scores. Differences between top of the Premier League and mid-table, bottom of the Premier League. They've got Raheem Sterling, they can make changes off the bench. Our changes are no disrespectful. It's Joe Litton who's got 2 goals and Dwight Gale who's got 1 in the Premier League. It's 2-0. It was game over. I know there was a lot of substitutions to try and freshen it up. Manchester City had a lot of confidence. They could have made it 3-4, but first half tactics I'm really, really pissed off about. I'm not gonna lie, really fucking fed up because we could have went for the FA Cup. I get it, it's Manchester City, a much better team. I get all of that. They should be beaten with. But the manner of how you set up and the manner of we're not going to take you on, it's like we'll shut up shop. And it was... I know we've seen it a lot of Rafa Benitez, don't get me wrong, but when Bruce comes out and says it's the biggest game of the season, it's not the biggest game of the season, Bruce. It's not. Not if you're playing likes of Carl Darlow and bringing in Fabian Schär and changing the system up to 5 at the back. Like I said earlier on in the video, bringing in Sean Longstaff, who hasn't played since the friendlies, since we had the friendlies with Borough and Hull. Jonjo Shelvey had a knock on the bench, granted, but if he's on the bench, if he's got a knock, why is he on the bench? That's what I'm frustrated at. I would be less frustrated if we went out the cup playing 4-2-3-1 at the beginning of the match. That's what's pissed me off first half. And then the Dwight Gale miss changes the whole game. I know someone else who's not going to be a happy bunny. Before we hear from Steve Bruce, here's Paul's thoughts.
Goodness me, what a spineless and absolutely coward type performance from Newcastle United in that first 45 minutes. And by the time they got into the dressing rooms and started picking and dissecting it, it was just too late as Fabian Schär gift-wrapped a goal to Manchester City. Goodness me, a week ago we were playing good stuff and attacking a very decent side in Sheffield United and putting them literally to the sword. Today we went back, we tried to go Rafa-esque light, and it didn't work once again for Steve Bruce. When Steve Bruce is just going to realise that he's got to go for his own formation, his own ways, why change a winning formula? We've looked a lot more threatening recently, but I'm sorry. The team that he put out against Villa severely weakened his hand when it comes to the match today. Players carrying knocks, players injured, players missing had a huge effect on today's game. The fact that Steve Bruce decided to rest players and not play his strongest team was absolutely criminal. And the message that it gave to the rest of the team was, I just can't be bothered. It's not a priority for me. There's far too much prioritising of the league over the cup. We're safe in the league. Why not go for it? Why not make dreams happen? Why not reach for the stars? It's all down to one man today. And I've given him credit all season and I've eaten a fair amount of humble pie. But today, Steve, you got it wrong. Formation, sitting back, and to be fair, that first half was just like sitting watching the washing machine going round on a cycle. It was literally like watching the colours round and round again. We were chasing shadows. We were nowhere near it. We weren't in their faces. There was no outlet. Our most attacking players were playing way too deep. ASM and Miggy looked like left back and right back. Not good enough at all. Hitting hope balls. And I'm sorry, but it's just not good enough. Not happy, not pleased. And even in the second half when we went for it a little bit, not enough. So the dream ends here for another season, and another season goes by where we are trophyless. Thanks very much.
So, we're not very happy bunnies tonight. Rightly so. So, we're out the FA Cup. Another year without a trophy. Fucking hell, man. 1969, man. 1960 fucking 9. Since we last won a trophy, the old UEFA Cup. Fucking hell, man. 51 years. 50 fucking 1 years, man. Yes, Steve Bruce.
Well, first half we didn't do enough to make it a cup tie. We sat in and defended well. Unfortunately, we've given an awful goal away, which is when you play against these, it's bad enough to give them the opener at the time it was. Second half, I thought we were better. I thought we were better with the change, and who knows if the big chance had gone in. That's the big turning point. When you play against the big teams like that, that's the turning point. That maybe you want something to go your way. And 2 minutes later, they go with a bit of quality and score a great goal at the other end. And that's what you're up against. Your quality individuals. You know, they're a fantastic team and very difficult to play against.
And you could fuck off as well, Bruce, tonight. Like, I'm not... Right... Sorry, it's not. Sorry, this swearing. I'm sorry that I'm not. I'd rather give you my true feelings. I'm not going to come on and go, oh, Newcastle got put out. Oh, no, that's not what we do. We'll tell you how it really feels, and I'm fucking hurt tonight. I'm pissed off tonight. So, fucking fed up, man. Fucking fed up, man. Please drop a like. See you later, everyone. Have a good weekend.